Man Hour. You already know. It's live, it's raw, it's going down. Like this. I'm going around and letting everybody know that they welcome to the show. It's the latest thing you ever seen, you already know. Let me introduce you to your host of the hour. It's me, Mike and Mike. Yeah, it's the Man Hour. Got the hottest plays, all the breaking news. Every rumor, every trade, every breaking bruise. Tighten knuckle screws, yeah, it's going down. Have you saying what the fuck and never watered down. It's going down, I'll be rolling up. And if you buy it or you sell it, then you made the cut. Watch me flip it back, I can double up. I got the rocket for that ass, I'ma burn it up. Gotta check the rules and know that if you fair and foul. Ref blow the whistle, coach throw the towel. We can do this on the field or outside the line. It's the Man Hour though, now we going live.
And what is up, guys? Michael Buckeyser here with the Mike and Mike Man Hour, guys. On today's show, we got some breaking news coming to you from my front desk, straight from my phone, straight to you guys. So Miller already over here on the Twitter machine is asking, is this for real? My man Miller, you have to wait and find out. But first, I got to welcome my man Mike LeBlanc to the show. Mike, what is up, brother?
What's going on, man?
Man, it feels like we haven't talked to each other for a long, long time. I mean, shit.
Fucking talk every day. What the fuck are you talking about, Buck?
Man, it's just been one of those days.
We haven't been on the air.
Right. Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, we haven't talked to the people for a while, right?
There we go.
So, Mike, normally we start the shows off with some banter, you know, some life happenings and whatnot. But there's been so much happening in the sports world that we really need to get jumping right into it, guys.
Let's go.
But first things first, guys, we are on the RTS Sports Network, guys, every day, rtsportsnetwork.com, a fresh new site over there for you guys, noon East Coast time. You can download the app or you can go to the website as well. We're also on iTunes, iHeartRadio, and Spotify if you prefer the podcast form. We're also still giving away that $100 Amazon gift card, Mike. All you gotta do is like this page, like our Facebook page, share this live feed as well to get some additional entries into the stream here. But Mike, I was on the old Twitter machines earlier today, and one of my former high school players decided to tweet some stuff out that was kind of you know, when you mislead, like you want to entice people into like make a conversation, right? Like and like it was one of those tweets. So I called him up. I'm like, hey man, what is up? And he told me this. I mean, like, I can't release his name because it's off the record because it's not out there publicly yet, right? But they said Monday morning, the Big Ten football is going to cancel all their football games for the upcoming season. Mike,
that's horrible, man. That's so horrible. Because if the Big Ten cancels, Big 12 will soon follow.
Yeah.
Big 12 cancels, SEC is going to cancel. I mean, the Pac-10, they've already canceled, right? If I'm not mistaken.
The Pac-10 is kind of having like it's the Pac-12 like actually now,
yeah,
like
Pac-12.
They're kind of like having like a revolvement of the players because they still want they want protection from the COVID and all this stuff. So that's a whole other bag of worms. But the MAC conference did cancel their season last Friday.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if the Big Ten cancels, yeah, Big 12 will soon be after that. And I mean, you got to kind of draw your own conclusions, right? The SEC is gonna follow suit as well.
Right. So guys, let me bring some numbers in here for you. Now, these are all numbers from 2018, so they are a year old, just because of how the physical years work and stuff like that. But the Big 12 Conference as a whole raked in $759 million in revenue the 2018 physical school year, right? The football programs itself brought in $512.9 million of that $759 million. So, Mike, the other sports programs are just making a little over $200 million for the whole conference. So this tells me not only is football going to be canceled, you can probably kiss away basketball, women's basketball, wrestling, because like wrestling is huge in the Big Ten. Like if you are a dude in high school and you like wrestle, you're going to the Big Ten. Let's just be flat out honest. And then like baseball and like all these other smaller sports, lacrosse, soccer, right? I mean, this is huge for college sports. Period. No question about it.
My question is like let's just talk about like the big names, right, for college football.
Mm-hmm.
The guys like Trevor Lawrence,
right?
Those kind, you know what I mean? Like what do they do? Do they just go ahead and opt out for the 2021 draft, or do they get another year of eligibility? I would think because of this they would get another year of eligibility. Right. Then that delays your going into the NFL. That delays you for another year, 2 years actually.
So from my understanding, how the rules are wrote in for the NFL draft is you have to be 3 years removed from high school, right? So technically you can be a redshirt your first year, play your redshirt freshman year, play your redshirt sophomore year, and to be eligible for the draft that following year. So you're 3 years removed from high school. So I don't think the NFL would take away that year of like non-playing or like anything whatsoever, because there was a Wisconsin player. His name is slipping my mind right now, but he has opted out for the 2020 season, and he already put his name in for the draft in the 21 season. It was a wide receiver, Rashad somebody. His name's slipping my mind, but there are players just like that. Trevor Lawrence, maybe Justin Fields, like some like big names are basically locked in that first round pick. Why even risk yourself a chance of getting COVID, a chance of possibly getting sick? You know, like what is the risk reward at the end of the day?
No, I get it. I mean, it sucks. I mean, it sucks for me because
right.
I mean, I love the NFL. I love football, but I'm a huge college football guy.
Yeah.
Like I'll watch more. I watch like college football games, not just like in the NFL. I'll watch some games, but you know, I mainly just watch the Cowboys games. But like with college, like I'll watch Alabama, I'll watch Auburn, I'll watch Georgia, LSU, Tennessee, West Virginia, K-State, Texas A&M, TCU, USC, Michigan. You know, and it really sucks. Like we're not going to have. With all of these conferences starting to cancel their season, I think they're all going to follow suit, and we're not going to have a college football season.
I'm almost in the boat saying that they all have to follow suit, because the NCAA is such a powerhouse, such a business at the end of the day, saying, hey, like yes, the MAC is not a part of a Power 5, right? But if you remember back to March, Ivy League was the first conference that said, hey, we are not playing postseason basketball games. We are shutting it down. We are done, right?
Yeah, could you see? I don't know. I mean, this may play into the end of the NCAA as we know.
I would absolutely love that, because you would not. I mean, like, I get so sick and tired of all these NCAA rules violations. Like, I mean, like technically, I could probably get a violation because like I'm taking kids out for like I'm not a college coach by like any means, but like let's say my wife knows this kid and he is going to school at Auburn, and like I'm a coach for Alabama, and we all go out for like lunch, and I pick up the tab. That is technically an NCAA rules violation because I'm tampering with a different player from a different school, trying to get him to come. You know, it's so jaded at the end of the day. But Mike, let me get into the actual politics and the whole money scheme of this football program, or the NCAA, the high school sports, etc. So I mean, like, I obviously coach high school ball here in Southern Indiana, and we play teams from Ohio, we play teams from Kentucky, from Illinois, etc., Northern Indiana, like as well. And Kentucky has pushed their football season back to start of September 10th, I believe, was their first game. So this is the rumors that are happening here in high school ball, right? So the enrollment for school is locked on September 1st. So all these kids have to be enrolled in school by September 1st to play football that Friday night, correct? So
Right.
what they're going to do is September 2nd rolls around. They said they're going to cancel all the football season, so they get that $6,500 per kid enrolled in their school from the state and from the federal, and they're going to cancel the football season. So those kids can't transfer out of state and go play in Indiana, can't go play in Tennessee or Missouri. So since the Big Ten has released a football schedule, they are offering football for those players this season, and they cancel it. That means that these players cannot transfer to a SEC school and play. These players cannot transfer to a Big 10 or to a Big 12 school and play because the football was offered. It was just canceled at the end of the day. Do you think this is shady business by the Big Ten?
I do. I mean, I do think it's fucking shady business because now you cancel the season.
Mm-hmm.
If the Big 12 is going to play or, the SEC is going to play, the Pac-12, whatever ones are going to play,
right?
Let those kids transfer and go play ball. Because now you're taking away a year that, let's say I was an up-and-coming wide receiver,
right,
slot receiver, right? And last season I had an amazing season last season. And towards the end of the season, I had NFL scouts start looking at me. You don't think I'm geared up to play this season? I could have one of the best seasons next season and actually have a chance to get drafted. And now because you canceled it and you won't let me go play ball somewhere, I'm screwed.
Yeah, so
my NFL dreams are gone.
Yeah, I mean this will come especially to like smaller schools, like kids from the MAC, kids from the Mountain West and the AAC and stuff like that. I mean, like if their season doesn't happen, they're pretty much screwed up getting film, getting looks, like anything to that matter there. But the reason why I'm saying, like, if one conference has to let's say one conference cancels, i.e. the MAC, everybody else has to follow suit because of the NCAA that we have constructed. So all those players in those MAC schools that maybe want to transfer to a different school, transfer to the Ivy League, transfer to the Mountain West or wherever, right? They technically have to sit out a full season because of the whole transfer rules of the NCAA. And then at that point, they're 26, 27 years old. Do you remember, I believe it was a Texas quarterback. No. I'm sorry, Florida State.
No, I know who you're talking about. He played for Oklahoma State. He was like 30 when he went into the draft. Right. Damn it, what was his name? He even played for the Cowboys at one point.
Yeah, I mean, like he probably could have had a lustrous like an NFL stint if he was 23. But the fact that he's 33, I mean, you're pretty much over your hill. You're down, you're down your prime. So, I mean, this definitely sucks for everybody that is involved. Steve Deere, what is up, my man? I'm glad to see you back. Josh Vineyard, we see you in there as well. Welcome everybody else into the live stream as well. We have some people over on Twitter as well. We have Al and Miller over there on the Twitter machines. And then D-Live, Mike, we have some D-Live users as well chiming in as well.
Nice.
So guys, like I said, as of probably Monday or Tuesday morning, there will be a press conference coming out saying that the Big Ten will be canceling their football season for this 2020 season because of COVID and whatnot.
And then probably look Tuesday or Wednesday for the Big 12 to do the same thing.
Yeah, and then I think, Mike, I'm going to call it right now. If once a Power 5 conference drops, the Big 12, Big 10, SEC, ACC, Pac-12, one of those conferences dropped, all five have to follow suit. That's just the way it is. They all five have to follow suit, right?
Yeah, I mean they all play each other throughout the season. So, I mean, I know they've come out and they're only playing conference games, but how do you determine a real national championship? And you know what I mean? How do you determine a real national champion at that point?
Well, let me I mean, like the point of the matter is, I don't think you can, like unless you have a 16 team playoff, like in the end. But we talked
That's
about that
why I'm
last
telling
week,
you.
right?
I'm telling you, like it's going to suck. It really is because we won't have college football. But I think the silver lining is I think these Power Five conferences will actually start standing on their own 2 feet, and they're I think this is the start of the end of the NCAA.
Which I truly hope so. I mean, like, yes, maybe the NCAA was needed back in the '60s when like they're buying cars for Herschel Walker and like what the whole SMU scandals and like whatnot. Maybe it was needed back in the day, but like now, like why? Why why can I not pick up a kid's meal? Like why can I not pay for this kid's suit? You know, I mean, like, yes, buying cars is bad and buying the kids houses, but it freaking happens now anyways. What is the NCAA doing to stop it? Oh, you can't buy hookers anymore. Here's a slap on the wrist. Like, who really cares? Like Louisville, Kentucky. I live in Louisville, Kentucky. They ripped down the 2013 national banner because their coach bought some hookers. Okay, the Louisville, Kentucky still recognizes that they still all have their championship rings. People still all have their 2013 championship shirts. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. The NCAA just needs to kick rocks at the
It
end
does,
of the day.
and like even the ranking system, all that, like it all needs to be changed.
Yeah, I mean, the ranking system it will always be flawed because everybody
Exactly.
that is voting for a ranking went to college somewhere, right? So
Exactly.
so
That's why you have it like the NFL, and you have a true playoff within the Power Five conferences.
yeah. So guys, if you are just joining us here, I got some breaking news sent via phone call that the Big Ten will be canceling. Should I say? Yeah, they will be canceling the 2020 football season per the source that I had. And then I was
Ooh,
digging.
Steve Deere said all conferences had emergency meeting today. I bet we see more than the Big Ten bow out.
Well, like I was getting to there is that I reached out to some of my old contacts in the Big 12 conference there, and they said they will have a announcement on Tuesday. Air quotes there. Well, first of all, the announcement could be one of two things. Like I was telling you pre-show, Mike, they can either be pushing the season back or they're going to cancel it because they've already said, hey, we're playing conference only, like what they're playing 9+1 or 10+1 or something.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, the only thing they can say is, hey, we're canceling it or we're pushing it back to spring. So, Mike, this COVID thing has gotten out of hand, man.
Oh, it really has.
So
It really has.
we really do need to take a break, but I saw a tweet from, I believe it was Trevor Lawrence earlier today, saying that there are many kids, many people in the athletic world that rely on football to escape their real life every year. I mean, to think about that, there was a Washington Redskins tailback that just got arrested for domestic violence, and he got kicked off the team. I believe it was yesterday or 2 days ago. I mean, think about this: like if he was in training camp doing his thing since June or July, right? He wouldn't have been in that situation.
Nope.
I mean, football or sports in general is an escape for many people out there, guys.
Yeah,
So,
not just players.
Yeah.
Not just players. I mean, fans alike.
yeah, it is an escape for everybody. So, Mike, let's go ahead and take that quick little break here, guys. On the other side of the break, Mike is going to bring you some Mike's thoughts, some more football news. This time, we're going to switch shift over to the NFL, guys. We'll be right back at the short little break. guys, welcome back to the Mike and Mike Man Hour here. Michael Buckheiser with Mike LeBlanc, guys. We're still giving away that $100 Amazon gift card. All you have to do is like the Facebook page. That's all you have to do to get an entry into this drawing. And to get additional entries, share this live feed, join one of our trash talk groups, and become a top fan. Believe, like Steve Deer is a top fan. How do you become a top fan, you ask? Just simply interacting with us in the chat, just like what Steer
Damn, he can't even talk
Deer is doing right now. Man, I got all types of fucked up on that one, didn't I, Mike? Son of a gun. All right. Okay, so guys, this is that special time of night where Mike gets the platform he doesn't want. A little bit of Mike's thoughts. And now, Mike's thoughts.
All right, guys. So I know everybody out there has been hearing about Josh Gordon and Antonio Brown being added to a team, to the Seahawks, and now we're starting to hear that Antonio Brown talking with the Packers. That talk is starting to heat up. I'm telling you right now, if we have a football season, Josh Gordon and Antonio Brown will be on a NFL football team, like it or not. You may think Antonio Brown is crazy, or he is toxic to a locker room, or Josh Gordon can't stay clean, or anything like that. But I promise you, with all of these players that are opting out from not playing in the 2020 season, you will see these two on a football team in 2021, as long as the NFL has a football season. Let me give you a dark horse that will also be on a team this year. I hear a lot of people say he's washed up and he's no good anymore, but I'm telling you right now, Dez Bryant will be on a football team. He will be on a football team, and he'll be the number 2 or slot receiver. Dez Bryant in the red zone is dangerous, and I still think he's dangerous in the red zone. And that's where you're going to see a lot of teams look at him to utilize him, is in the red zone. Look at the Indianapolis Colts. They had problems in the red zone last year. The Raiders had problems in the red zone last year. The Chargers had problems in the red zone last year. So did the Seahawks. Don't be surprised if you see Antonio Brown and Dez Bryant on the Packers. Their number 1 receiver has opted out this season. So don't be surprised if you see Antonio Brown and Dez Bryant on the Packers to give Aaron Rodgers some help. So that's my thoughts for tonight. Cheers, fuckers.
Alrighty, Mikey Poo. As always, I gotta challenge those thoughts a little bit.
Here we go.
Like, I don't know where my stats went, but Josh Gordon on a football team, has he played a snap since 2016? Where he had like 54 catches in like 2018 with like 3 different teams. Awesome.
I mean, he's still a talent. He's still a talent.
He's still a talent, but he hasn't really played a full season in 4 seasons. We saw what Dez Bryant did with just 1 year off. He played 2 snaps at practice and tore his Achilles. I mean,
shit happens.
Yeah. So it is because you're going 0 to like 100. Are you legitimately telling me that Josh Gordon, little pothead head himself, has been working out hard?
You never know. You don't know.
He's probably been working really hard on those on those sticks, right?
Wow.
Let's be honest. Josh Gordon, he's an incredible talent. I'm not taking that away from him whatsoever. I thought, actually, 2014, he was the leading receiver in the NFL, at least top 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2015, he had that same caliber of season, 1,300, 1,400 yards catching. And then he found marijuana, or I guess the NFL found out he loves marijuana, so he was suspended for 2016, 2017. Came back, played a few games.
Come on, Bug. There's nothing wrong with smoking a little grass.
There is nothing wrong with smoking a little bit of grass unless your employer says you cannot do that. And then when you openly do it over and over and over and say, "Oh, I'm a changed man," you played 3 games and you pissed hot again. First of all, Mike, there are ways around piss tests, right? Let's be totally freaking honest. you have 24 to 48 hours notice. Yes, it's random, right? But they'll be like, hey, Josh, you need to drink a gallon of water today. Like, hey, man, like, are you feeling some cramps? Do you need some fluids in you? Like,
you need to drink that Certo.
Right. I mean, they tell you it is happening. Like, let's be honest. When they tell you it is happening and you still piss hot, you have a problem. Like, let's be honest. Like, you have a problem.
I mean,
whether it's pot or cocaine or whatever he is on, he has a problem. Just like Ricky, your boy Ricky.
Ricky said, "Deuces, I want to go smoke weed."
Yeah, I mean, and like, I respect him for that. Like, I respect him for saying,
"Do you think Ricky Williams could have been a Hall of Fame running back?"
He could have been or would have been. He would have definitely been in a conversation. The problem that he had was the team that he was on. The Miami Dolphins were total shit. Like, let's be honest. I mean, like, the Miami Dolphins were shit. I mean, he would have had to been a Barry Sanders-esque and lead a team of nobodies to the playoffs a couple times and like make your team legitimate contenders. I think just as a tailback, that is hard to do. I think. I mean, obviously, a special talent like Barry Sanders, the GOAT of the running back world.
There you go with that bullshit.
I mean, facts are facts.
I mean, he played for the Dolphins. He also played for the Saints and the Ravens.
I didn't know he played for the Ravens. When the Ravens was like his last year?
2011. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he's like, I like to smoke weed more than anything else.
I guess. I don't think that's the real reason why he hung it up. I really don't.
I mean, running back shelf lives are 5 to 7 years. Let's be honest. I mean, he spent a year at least with the Ravens. A year. He spent a couple years with the Saints.
He played 10 years in the league.
Yeah, so I mean, he was definitely probably hurting. I mean, he probably had to smoke his weed to get up and do stuff in the morning. I mean, but then everything you said about Antonio Brown is exactly right. He is a cancer in the locker room. He's shown that.
I mean, he has, but I mean, people turn over new leaves. What?
People turn over new leaves when they're forced to, right?
Yeah.
Was he really forced to turn over a new leaf, though?
I mean, you're going to have to if you want to play in the league.
Or, I love this quote from Deion Sanders. All these players are opting out, thinking that the league is going to stop. The league's still moving forward without these people. That's why Dez Bryant is going to find a job. That's why Antonio Brown is going to find a job. Yep. And that's why Josh Jordan is ultimately going to find a job as well. Has he been reinstated yet?
Yeah, he has.
He got an 8-game suspension, right?
Yeah, but he's got But Antonio Brown, I mean, he still will find a team, but he's going to have to serve that 8-game suspension.
Yeah, so AB has an 8-game suspension. I believe Josh Gordon still has a suspension as well, which, I mean, how can you sit out 3 years and still be suspended?
Dez Bryant, I think because of that, Dez Bryant will be the first receiver out of those 3. Dez Bryant will be the first receiver to find a team.
Yeah, what do you think he ends up? Do you think the Packers are your hot pick?
Packers are my hot pick for Dez
because of what's his face sat out. I can't think of his name.
Yeah, their number 1 receiver started out.
So interesting. Interesting times we are in here, even if we have an NFL season. But guys, we're going to take a quick little break. We're going to talk some more NFL. We got Shady McCoy to the Bucks. We have some Derek Carr talk. He is tired of being disrespected. And then, of course, we're going to have
some respect on my name.
Put some respect, right? We speak. But guys, we'll be right back right after this break. Welcome back to the Mike and Mike Man Hour, guys. Michael Buckkosh with my man Mike LeBlanc, guys. We are live on the RTSSportsNetwork.com radio network, guys. Monday through Friday, noon East Coast time, or you can find us on the Facebook page Sunday through Thursday, 10 p.m. East Coast time. You can also find us on iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio as well. We are giving away a $100 Amazon gift card once we hit that 500 like mark on our Facebook page. All you got to do is like the page and share this live feed as well. Get entered in that draft. Mike, we are a part of the RTF network, and people like to steal our bits a little bit, man. Like, they like to steal the gift card idea. They like to steal the what does. So we are the front runner, guys. We are the originators. So if you see other shows giving us come up with new ideas, right? It's probably come from the Mike and Mike Man Hour. Let's be totally honest about that. So
you know,
although you can only get a cat so many times before it's still a cat, right? That's all right, guys. So next up on the show here is obviously, LaShawn McCoy has gone to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers after being cut by the Kansas City Chiefs. Many people are saying, hey, Shady McCoy is making the Bucs Super Bowl locks, right? Mike, what are your thoughts on that right off the bat?
No. Just because Shady McCoy is going to the Bucs does not make the Bucs a Super Bowl lock. There's a reason why he's not with the Bills anymore, and there's a reason why he's not with the Kansas City Chiefs anymore. He doesn't have anything left in the tank, in my opinion. He's on the last leg, like the last leg of his career. And let's be honest. Well, I mean, are the Bucs just going out and signing a whole bunch of old guys?
This is a retirement home, like a
yeah. Is this like a retirement home for the Bucs? You're going out and signing old guys.
I mean, the only person they are missing now is they're going to try to bring who is the Cowboys lineman that just retired?
Just go get T.O. Hey, you might as well just go. I mean, you already got Gronk, but you might as well just go ahead and go get Jason Witten too.
Right. I mean, I guess at least he's on an active roster right now, so you can pull some stuff from him.
Go get Tony Romo as a backup quarterback. I'll get all the old guys together.
But Mike, like I just said, guys, that before we went to a break, when we were talking about Ricky, the NFL shelf life for a running back is 4 to 7 years. LaShawn McCoy has been playing since 2009. Since 2009, he has been in
2009.
2009.
2009, huh?
Yeah, he came in the league at 21 years old with the Philadelphia Eagles. Went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seasons with the Eagles, and he had a pretty good career. He had 4 seasons over 1,000 yards, but then he had a couple seasons that were Derrick Henry-esque, right? First part of the season, and then he got traded to the Buffalo Bills. Pretty horrible season the first year at Buffalo. Only mustered up 800 yards. He also only did play 12 games. He was injury prone that season, and then he ended up fairly good the next couple years with the Buffalo Bills. 1,200 yards, 1,100 yards, and then he had 514 yards with the Bills. Went to Kansas City Chiefs, had just under 500 yards as well. He is over his hill, over the prime.
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah.
This literally probably is his last season. He's gonna have to retire after this season.
Simply ring chasing at this point. He did get a ring with the Kansas City Chiefs, even though he was a healthy scratch the last 9 games of the season. So put that into perspective. A coach that drafted you into the NFL, and Andy Reid, because Andy Reid was with the Philadelphia Eagles and drafted LaShawn McCoy, brings you to Kansas City, knows what you did with the Philadelphia Eagles, right? And scratches you in 9 games in a row, that shows you that you weren't even a top 4 running back for the Kansas City Chiefs. You weren't even a top 4 running back for the Kansas City Chiefs. So you think just by his name recognition alone, LaShawn McCoy, Shady McCoy, is going to put you in that Super Bowl talk? Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans, you guys are delusional, man. I don't understand what you guys think you're doing. You think an over-the-hill Tom Brady, over-the-hill Gronk, and over-the-hill LaShawn McCoy is going to take you guys to the Super Bowl? You guys have a better chance with Ryan Fitzpatrick.
I mean, hell, go get T.O. too. Shit, he can still run. Might as well.
I mean, if you guys were going to draft or not draft, but like bring in all these veterans around this quarterback, why didn't you do that for Jameson? Like, I mean, people say yes, he had Mike Evans, yes, he had the other receiver. I can never remember his name. But the fact, what? Yeah, I'm sorry. But they said he didn't have a line to protect him. He didn't have a tight end. He didn't have a running back. Look what the Bucs did in the draft. They drafted linemen. They brought in a tight end. They brought in a running back. Everything that Jameson needed. So are you telling me that Tom Brady right now is that much better than Jameson? I don't think so. Now, I don't think Jameson is a top 10 cornerback in the league like our man Brandon Coombs said by any means, but he's probably top 20, right?
Top 20. I guess top 20.
It's just
top 15.
Guys, Shady McCoy does not make the Bucs a Super Bowl lock.
No.
No how, no way.
No.
Moving on. So, Mike, Derek Carr, the Oakland Raiders quarterback, the Los Angeles Raiders quarterback, and now the Las Vegas Raiders
Put some respect on my name.
Quarterback, says he is tired of being disrespected. I did have the soundbite right now, but it's not loading for whatever reason. But he basically said, "Hey guys, I am here. I'm tired of you guys disrespecting me. I am an elite quarterback in the league." So, Mike, I was doing some numbers here, and these numbers are going to probably astound you. So I'm going to read you Derek Carr's numbers, and then I'm going to give you a blank resume for this upcoming quarterback, and then you tell me who would you rather pick, right? Okay. So for the last 4 seasons, here are the stats for Derek Carr. He has 90 touchdowns, 37 interceptions, 15,536 yards passing, a completion rating of 66.4%, and a QBR of 94.5.
Not bad.
Now a blind resume here. This blind quarterback has 97 touchdowns to 36 interceptions, so 7 more touchdowns, 1 less interception. Passing yards, 15,778 yards passing, so roughly 200 more yards passing. A completion percentage of 65.8, and then a passer rating of 97.0. Of those two stats, Mike, what quarterback would you pick?
Derek Carr.
You would pick Derek Carr. Do you know who the blind quarterback resume is? That is none other than Dak Prescott. The 200 million man quarterback like himself. So you're telling me that you would rather take Derek Carr over a Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
But yet people are still not respecting Derek Carr at all.
I take Derek Carr on the Cowboys over Dak Prescott any day of the week.
So moving on to this next set of stats here. From the 2019 season, Derek Carr had 21 touchdowns to 8 interceptions, 4,054 yards passing, a completion percentage of 70.4, and a QBR of 100.8. Pretty damn good season, right? And what the Raiders were 3-13, or I don't remember what they were. They were pretty horrible, right? The blind quarterback here, blind resume. This quarterback had 24 touchdowns to 8 interceptions, 4,057 yards passing, a completion percentage of 60.8, and a QBR of 88.0. Derek Carr trumps him in every category except for yards, which the blind quarterback has 3 more yards than he does. Who would you rather have?
I'm taking Derek Carr. I'm taking Derek Carr on there.
You know who the blind quarterback was?
Who?
None other than the GOAT, Tom Brady.
Oh, yeah, I'd take Derek Carr over Tom Brady. Derek Carr had
better stats than Tom Brady in 2019, all over the board.
Put some respect on my name.
Still put some respect on it. How about this? How about career stats? Ready?
Let's go.
Career stats. Derek Carr had a completion percentage of 64%, yards per attempt at 6.9, and a QBR of 90.7, and a 4.3 touchdown percentage. The blind quarterback here had a completion percentage of 62.9, 7.5 yards attempt, a pass rating of 89.6, and a touchdown percentage exactly the same at 4.3. Who would you rather have there?
Derek Carr.
Who is the blind quarterback? Any idea? The blind resume?
Aaron Rodgers.
Marcus Mariota.
Oh.
The guy that's going to ultimately take his spot. I really hope
I really hope Gruden is dumb enough to let Mariota take his spot right this season, because that means Derek Carr will be a free agent next year. And let me tell you something: the Cowboys are not going to get a deal done with Dak Prescott, because Dak is going to go out there and dink and dunk again in 2021. I know you say the Red Rocket is going to start week 4, week 5.
Right.
He's not. Dak is going to start all season next year.
It's looking more and more like that now, yes.
Like, it's going to have to take, like, something catastrophic that Dak does in the game for them to start Andy Dalton over Dak Prescott. It's just not going to happen. Now,
Barring injury.
Now, if a scenario plays out where Mariota is the starter in Las Vegas and Derek Carr is looking for a new contract, and they can't, and the Cowboys and Dak Prescott can't come to an agreement, Derek Carr to the Cowboys is really enticing.
It is really
He
enticing.
fits Mike McCarthy's scheme. He's a Mike McCarthy-esque quarterback. And he has Derek Carr with the Cowboys has tons of weapons around him. Amari Cooper. What's the other guy's name?
CeeDee
Amari
Lamb.
Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and no, the other one. Michael Gallup.
Yeah,
There you go. And, Blake Jarwin is coming up as a good tight end. So, and, I mean, the Cowboys have one top 5 line in the NFL. Not only that, look for the Cowboys to have a top 5 defense in the league next year, too. Easily.
Like
It's not the best defense in the league next year.
Yeah, we talked about that, I believe, about a month ago now. Like, we were comparing them to the 49ers and the Ravens and, how they were kind of neck and neck here. But let's go ahead and jump over to the comments here. Brandon Combs, speaking of the devil there, he says Derek Carr is a step above hot garbage. So
wow.
if Derek Carr is a step above hot garbage, that means that Marcus Mariota is garbage. That means Tom Brady is garbage. That means Dak Prescott is garbage, right? Because, Mike, you picked Derek Carr over Marcus Mariota, over Tom Brady, over Dak Prescott as as well. So for that comment
look at his pedigree, and not only that, look at the season he had last year. You can't blame that season on Derek Carr last season.
Yeah.
Their defense was atrocious.
They were also built to lose last season. I think like they were.
You have a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
I mean, you have an idiot at head coach.
When you pay a head coach $100 million,
one Super Bowl. He won one Super Bowl with the Bucs. One. And all of a sudden, Gruden is this guru of a coach.
So
man, I'll take Mike McCarthy over him. I would take fucking Bill Belichick over him. I'll take Andy Reid over John Gruden.
You know who
Hell, I would take Bruce Arians over damn John Gruden. No.
There were so many better choices, like at that point in time. But I think they were just making to make a splash, like at that point, because when John Gruden won at Tampa Bay, I believe it was a year or two later, he got a job over at Oakland. Was there for like 2-3 years and got fired, right?
Yeah.
Why would you bring back somebody that you fired 10 years pre like hey, maybe hey, you do a great job announcing. Like, hey, maybe you can take that announcing into the locker room, being separated for 50
and
years.
What the hell were they thinking by fucking hiring Mike Mayock as their damn GM?
I think he's done a decent job over there.
No,
He
hasn't done a decent job. If he's done a decent job, then their defense wouldn't have been almost last in the league, and Derek Carr would have weapons around him. Their line blows.
So,
no, Derek Carr is in a losing situation in Las Vegas.
He is definitely built to lose there 100%. Like, if he succeeds, it is because he is just that good of a quarterback, like I think, in the end. But you brought up the name.
Hold on. Breaking news. Hold on.
I saw that. I was going to
Got a
get to
buddy
that.
with some inside info at UT. Players already saying it's a done deal. We're told it'll be announced tomorrow.
Yeah, so that is the Big 12. I'm assuming, right? Because you guys
Yeah.
are from Texas there. So if you guys missed earlier in the show here, I got off a phone call earlier tonight saying that the Big Ten is going to announce in the morning that they are going to cancel their 2020 season. And then through the chat, Steve came across saying that they had, like, all the Power 5 conferences had a emergency meeting, and now he is coming up and says he has inside information as well, saying that the Big 12 is coming out tomorrow. And I heard that was going to come out Tuesday or Wednesday, so maybe they want to be proactive and kind of beat the Big 10 to the punch in the end. So, Mike,
College football is out, bud.
I am.
College football is out. It's
I'm
a
gonna have to
sad.
land with
This is sad. This is really sad.
So on the Mike Stotts, you said if the NFL season happens, you think Des Bryant, Josh Gordon, and AB will be on a team. With
Yes.
college football basically hanging by a thread, maybe the SEC and the ACC will play maybe somehow, some way. I don't see how that is possible at all. Does the NFL have to cancel their season too?
I don't think they have to cancel their season. I don't think they're going to cancel their season either because, Major League Baseball is playing. Major League
It's
MLB,
going wild, isn't it? I mean, let's be honest.
the NBA is playing.
Right.
Soccer's playing. Like all the major sports are playing. So no, I don't think NFL because NFL's not going to take a back seat to those. The NFL is the number one sports in the country. They're not going to take a back seat to the NBA or Major League Baseball. They're not. But it is sad for these kids that are not going to get to play, and it's only the top talent that you hear week in and week out
Right.
of a handful of players that are actually going to get looked at. You know what I mean? Because none of the rest of them aren't going to have tape for this season. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know if if looks like college football is going to get canceled. So, I mean, you're going to have to look at, do we cancel the draft next year then?
I mean, I don't think you can cancel the draft because the NFL, like you said, is still going to probably operational as usual. Do you guys realize how much the money that the NFL made last season? $14.2 billion last season. That's how much they made.
NFL's not going to cancel.
Billion. If they canceled that CCC, then think about how many people are going to be hurting financially. You're going to have the people selling those hot dogs. You're going to have the people parking the cars. You're going to have the security. Everything. There's going to be so many people, so many more people. Like I believe that.
Well, it's not only that. I mean, it's like you've said from the get-go. Like, the sports that come in the spring after football season, they're all going to suffer.
Right. And let's say the NFL somehow, some way gets canceled. Right. What does that do to the XFL? There is no way the XFL would survive if the NFL moved the season back to the spring. Right. I mean, I think you're wrong. You think I'm wrong?
Yeah, I think if the NFL cancels this season, the XFL would make a killing because that means we would have no football until February. Think about that for a minute.
I was saying push it back till spring. I'm sorry.
I don't think NFL or anybody will push it back.
No.
But that does mean the XFL will make a killing. And not only that, they'll have a better player pool to draw from because they're going to have kids that, should have got drafted in the NFL that never got a look because they don't have tape.
Right. Well, the problem with that is the XFL started a week or 2 weeks after the Super Bowl. So it was like mid-February, and then the draft wasn't until April. So it would be like the following year, I think, that the XFL would bank off those player pools.
No, they'll bank this year, bud. I'm telling you right now, because what's going to happen? I'm telling you, college football is going to get canceled. You're going to have all these players that are going to continue to work out throughout the season and everything like that. And what the Rock is going to do in the XFL come January, they're going to start opening. They're going to open up tryouts. We're going to see like in these movies we've seen like the leftovers or whatever the show was. Like you're yeah, there you go, the replacements. You're going to see you're going to see true tryouts, and you're going to see the XFL like really. I think the XFL will. It sucks that this is happening, but it couldn't be better for the XFL that it is happening.
I mean, me as a high school coach, like we just got through our hell week, and we have our first scrimmage next Friday night. And if this is true, coming out on Monday, that the Big Ten and the Big 12 will both be canceling their football seasons. We live in the heart of the Big Ten and the ACC area, right? I think high school is going to be canceled too. I mean, there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I mean, like the high schools have to follow suit. Like if the college ranks are canceling seasons as well. So think about all those high school kids that have been working their asses off since last spring, right? To go through hell week, go through 8 hours of football every day for the last 7 days, right? All for bare nothing. And I want to say this COVID is a hoax, but like the hoax isn't the word. It is blown out of proportion. Everything's been blown out of proportion since day one. Now, do you remember back in March when like Trump said, "Hey, we are shutting down our borders because of this China virus," right? And was kind of poking fun at it. And then all of a sudden, it was big news because people were making money. COVID is a business at the end of the day. That's the only reason why.
And it is. It's sad because other countries, it's not a business. Yeah. They're actually like,
it's almost been
they're double-digit deaths in other countries.
Right.
Like 50, 30, 40 deaths a day in other countries where we're looking at thousands a day still here, like
we
1,000.
Are the only country that is still elevating in cases.
Yes, because all these damn hospitals get paid it's like something like $30,000 per COVID patient. And if they die, I think it's a little more.
Right.
Like I just saw there was something on my news feed the other day, or I think it was yesterday, maybe today. A lady died from kidney failure, but it was on her death certificate. The autopsy proved that she died from kidney failure.
Right.
But the death certificate said she died from COVID.
Just like they said George Floyd died from COVID too, right?
Yeah.
Which is absolutely freaking asinine. We all saw what really happened there. But,
yes.
I mean, Mike, I am irritated, like, at this point. I mean, like, sorry to break you guys
dude.
this.
Like, I'm speechless. Like, I don't even fucking know, dude. Like, no college football?
Well,
no college football.
I'm not too worried about myself, or us, watching sports, right?
No.
I am worried about those. Hear me out. I am worried about those kids that literally have nothing left in their world but football.
Yeah, especially the high school kids that are trying to go to college.
Well, yeah, I mean, we literally have kids. Yes, we live in a well-off area, right? But we have kids in the hood, right, that are trying to get out of the hood to try to make themselves had kids transfer into our school for a opportunity to be seen by college coaches to get out of Louisville, Kentucky. Like, people don't understand. It's like Louisville, Kentucky is getting ready to get burned down because of the whole Breonna Taylor thing and whatnot, right? Louisville, Kentucky is getting ready to burn down. No college coaches are going to want to come here and scout players because of what is happening. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So kids came to our school to get looks, and now they don't get a chance because of this business that we're in. It's freaking horrible, man.
I don't even want to finish the show.
Yeah, you do.
We got 10 minutes left. It's fucking.
We started
sad.
early.
My heart is broken right now because we are not going to have college football.
Mike, do you have a phone number to a lawyer handy because the voice rates are going to go way up and you need to start backing him and getting some stock in his stock in his business.
Ah, dude, how like I don't even know what to say, dude. Like, how are we not like how are we even as a country? How the fuck are we even here? Like, how are we even? How did us as a people let this happen?
How about
Us
this?
as a people, not our fucking politicians. Us as a people, we just blindly follow whatever these career politicians say. And yes, that's Donald Trump. Or Donald Trump's not a career politician, but fuck it, dude, you're just as much as fault as everybody else. But you know, because you have the fucking power to change it.
Right.
You're all these politicians, and then everybody's fucking listening to Fauci. You don't think I get in arguments with people on Facebook because they're like, well, Fauci doesn't have anything to gain from it. If you fucking think Fauci has nothing to gain from this, then you are fucking stupid.
How about this? How many people knew of this guy before this?
Exactly.
If you tell me that, you are a goddamn lie. There is no way you knew him before this at all. I mean, get out of here with that crap. It's just.
I just don't understand America, the number one fucking country in the world. We can't get our shit together, but we have fucking other countries that are less than us making it happen.
Yeah,
Kids going back to school. Everything's going back to normal. But here we are, because of fucking corporate greed, here we are still politicizing coronavirus and making everybody scared shitless.
Right.
How does our media run the country and not our government?
That's a great point. I don't know, man.
And now, because of it, we no longer have fucking football. We don't have college football.
Yeah.
You just took kids' dreams away. Good job, America.
And guys, that is going to be it for tonight. Mike and Mike Man Hour, guys. As always, we are live here on Facebook from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. East Coast time, Sunday through Thursday. And if you missed any part of the show whatsoever, we're going to be on rtfsportsnetwork.com, noon edition East Coast time. And if you prefer streaming platforms, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and iTunes as well. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. We're out.
Cheers, fuckers.